Hello and welcome to Art at Home with Miss Beth. And this is our messy hands version for teens. So today we're going to talk about texture a little bit. And we've got texture that is actual texture, something you can feel, like if it's rough or if it's smooth. We have implied texture, which would be it looks like it's rough, but when you touch it, it's actually smooth. So you can have textures that look a certain way that really aren't. But typically, it is how something feels. So today we're talking texture. We're also talking about changing a two-dimensional flat piece of paper into a three-dimensional form. So what I have done, I have 26 little pieces of paper. These little modules all fit together to form this wonderful ring. I've done 2 of them, so there's 26 here, there's 26 here. We're going to end up stacking them and adding to it, and we need to make a bottom on this as well. But I'm going to show you first how to do those little modules. Let me put my paper here. So this is my third one. I have 24 on here right now, and we're going to add more. So what you're going to do with your paper, you've got a 2x5 piece of paper like this. So we are going to fold it in half, hot dog style, and make it very creasy. I have one of these. This is a bone folder. You don't need this. You can actually use your fingernails to get that nice crisp edge. We're going to fold it one more time, hot dog style. And I'm going to crease it again so we get it nice and crispy. I've got 2 of these now. So we're going to fold it in half. Or this would be hamburger style. And then we want to take, we're going to open it up and we're going to take each of these and we're going to fold them in. So that guy goes in, this guy goes in. And so it kind of looks like a little V here. You can see the difference here. This is your folded edge, and this is your open edge. And that's going to make a difference when you are attaching to our form there. So once again, we go hamburger, crispy, and then we go edge in, like so, and then we fold it together. So this is my folded edge, this is my open edge, and I've got my little V's here. Okay, I've got to figure out which side. I think I'm adding to this one. So what I've been doing when I add these, you can see they're overlapping, which is another one of my wonderful things I like to say. So our forms, our little modules are overlapping. You can see that this is not flat anymore. This already has form to it. It is three-dimensional. That is part of my elements of art. And when we look at these, so this tucked into this, we need this one to look like this. This is my closed edges. They're going to fit into these little holes. So I'm going to take this one and I'm putting the closed down, right? So I've got my open edges up, and this is how I do most all of these. When I very first started doing it, they were both open. Now I'm going to go open, closed. So I'm going to stick it in there. Closed is, my open side is up into the closed edge of the paper. Sometimes you have to push it a little. So I have him in there. This guy goes inside here, like so, and then I just push it. Done. And you can see that they are overlapping nicely. So my last one, these are my closed edges, and I have to remember, I'm going to try to do it this way first to see if it works. Got my open goes in. I'm trying to think when I end them, I might have to change it up a little. This is what I did for the last 2 rings that I made. It's coming through here. Maybe. There we go. Okay. And okay, now that is 26 modules. So now we need to attach it to the end. And when we look at it, how is this going to go? Why are they the same? Okay, I'm going to recount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. I have too many. Bam! I thought something seemed a little odd. Okay, so when we attach, we don't want to see this whole module. We want to see this. So that means these guys need to go in here. And when I look, it's going to be a little harder. They could go in here. Do you see that? But these are my open edges. I would rather see the closed edges there. So I'm going to just flip this last one around. It'll just make it a little easier to attach. And I've actually made 2 of these already, so I've made mistakes enough to know what needs to be done. So watch, I'm just going to flip it so that my closed goes into my closed. And it's going to fit in here like so. Oh, and just so you guys know, we're actually making this, it's a basket. I guess I didn't even really say that, did I? That's not very smart. Okay, so you've got this full piece here, half C piece here. We want to make this half C as well. So in order to do that, this guy has to fit into here. So we're going to take, sometimes I'll take this. You could have a pencil probably handy too. And that if you open the holes up a little bit, it makes it just a little bit easier to put them in. So that guy goes in there. This guy goes in here. Come on, sucker. Okay, so these are the sides then of our little bowl that we're making. There we go. So now if you see, these all look very, very similar. Okay, that is what I have. So what we need to do, we're going to attach it to this, and we want to make sure that when we look at this, we want them to, yeah, you need that bit of a pattern where you've got one going this direction, this direction, this direction, this direction, because we're going to end up sticking different color through there to attach it. Let me see how this one's going. Don't want it like that. Don't know that it's really and truly going to matter. I think that's pretty good too. But what we need to do next, I've got a pencil and I've got another piece of paper. At one point I had, no, see that kind of, I think this is a little too big. It pushes it apart. Yeah, I don't really want to do that. Let me put these back in. What we want to do, and you could probably glue if you wanted to glue to keep it staying, because that's, the rest of it's going to stay. We need to make a circle around here. And this is going to be the bottom of our bowl. Let me see. Okay, it's not a great circle, but it will work. And when we make this bowl, we want it to fit inside. So we're going to take this and we're going to stick it in with some glue around there. But what I want to do, I need to make it just a little bit bigger because we're going to cut little tabs. And that's where the glue will go. And this is just the sketchy sketch. It makes no difference. Okay, there we go. So we're going to end up cutting. We're going to cut into these, probably about that far apart. I'm just going to mark it now so that you can see it. Okay. Take my scissors. I'm going to cut around that circle. And it's not going to be perfect, which is totally fine. Okay. So I have this circle. I'm going to go in and cut my tabs. I'm going to cut them to where I lined it up. And like 1.25 inches or so apart. I'm actually getting a little off there, but it's fine. Close to the end. 2 more, I believe. 1, 2. Okay. So I don't really want to see those. I think I'll probably do it unless we can erase. You don't really need to do this. This is going to be the bottom of the bowl. But I don't really want to see this stuff on the inside or on the outside. And I'm going to tell you guys too, when you're folding all those papers for the little modules, it takes a long time. So just, it's something though that it's pretty mindless. You can be listening to some music or probably watching something on TV. Some Netflix maybe. That's all I've been doing lately. A little Hulu. I'm bending these back a little because they're going to end up, I'm going to put glue on them and then we're going to push it into the bottom. So I've got a glue stick. If you have any other kind of glue, like the liquid glue, you can use that as well. I didn't pack it in the kit because I think most people have some type of a glue. Let's see if I get that all. My glue is falling apart. Okay, and probably the more the better. Now the weird thing is what we're going to do, we're going to pick this up and I'm going to make sure they're all the same. Let's pick one of them. We're going to push this in. So this is going to be our bottom one. So I'm going to very carefully, and I'm pushing, you've got the glue side. It's not working very well, is it? Last time I did this too, it just made it kind of big, but I'm doing what the video had told me to do. Let me see. As long as it's gonna stay. Nope, that's not gonna work. Let me put that back together again. I promise this really does work. Try it again. If I go the other direction. And I couldn't tell the first time I did this if it was just, it wasn't, the bottom was too big. Okay, that kind of, it's a little bit better. So this is what it's going to do. I'm kind of pinching it too as I go. Now last time too when I did this, I actually set something inside of it to make it stay. This probably will need to dry. I think I will let it dry before I keep going. I think it's kind of tore a little there, but okay, that's not bad. This is a little, I don't know why. Well, maybe you guys can figure that out. So you could let it dry a little better, or we're going to go back into this now. And I want to look to see, that's two, see now if I attached it like this, you go, this is like a weaving pattern. So it's up, and then it's across, across, up and down. We don't want that. Okay. I hope that's doing it too. I'm going to flip it upside down to see if that makes more sense. Yes. Okay. Across, up and down, across, up and down. So that's what you want. You want them to be opposite. You want that pattern so that you're going to be able to attach. And if you have to flip it from one way to the other, that's what you got to do. No, see this one too? If I did it like that, it's going to go up and down, across, across, up and down. I'm going to flip it like so. Yep. So across, up and down, across, up and down. Okay, so hopefully this will fit together nicely. I have another color, and the directions that I had, they said to make another, and this is the same. We did hot dog fold. I can do one of them. Hot dog, if you've forgotten. Hot dog again, and then we're just going to leave them. We're not going to do the next hamburger fold. These are going to hold your basket together. So, what we're going to do, I might do 2 at a time while that's drying. You're going to take it and you're going to put it through like so. And then like so. And you're going to have another pattern. I think for now, I'm going to leave it while I'm letting that other thing dry, if I get 2 going at a time. And the other thing, I think with I had some paper directions as well. This, in the original one, they pushed it all the way to the end. So it kind of sits here, and you can end up gluing that down if you want. And then your end here is going to glue to the bottom of your bowl. Or if you don't want it glued to the bottom, I noticed that I could probably tuck it in, but I think I'm going to leave it like this. Okay, so then I'm going to just randomly do this. They're all going to need it, but I'm trying to get it to stay a little bit better. That sucker might need to be glued. So you notice there is some texture. This is actual texture because you can feel the bumps from the weaving. Make sure I do this correctly. Okay. And we want it to stick together. No, that's not what I asked you to do. So at this point, I might even add a little bit of glue, which this is not origami. With origami, I'm always like, you can't do that because it has to not be glued or cut. And so far, the only thing we cut was the bottom, but we are gluing because I said so. And I'm going to hold it there. Okay, so that's that. This is that one. I'm going to go in with another. And guys, I'm just weaving in one side, out the other. And I'm trying to be careful so that doesn't pop open again, because my glue, it's just my stick glue, it's not that strong. And in the video I watched at the very end, they used hot glue. So I'm not going to use hot glue because I don't think that you need hot glue. But if you have it, you're able to do it. I'm going to just use the glue I have. So we're just weaving. And you can see there is a pattern. We're going to have a checker pattern. And this will go through each of these. The first one that I did like this, I think I only used 12 pieces of the other colored paper. But in those directions that I found, they said there were 26. So I don't really understand that, but what do I know? Now you can see you've got pattern going, and these aren't attaching. Let's get these guys in here. Over, under. And in reality, if this could be a really nice, firm bowl. And bowls have been around for such a very, very long time. The history of that, they would find bowls in ruins, like in ancient Egypt. And what do you suppose they use bowls for? When you think about it, bowls are used to hold things. Bowls are used to carry water. So a lot of times if they were wanting to, if they wanted to get water from one place to another, they would use bowls. They would weave bowls with grasses. And I've done that too, which is actually super fun. Some grass bowls. Oops, don't go too far, buddy. You gotta stay there. Are super pretty. Okay. Making sure I didn't glue that part. And they would use those to transport water. They would hold food as well. So baskets are extremely important. If they were nomadic, that keeps coming undone. This is where the hot glue would make sense to me. Let's see if I can. I want to get it in here first and then try it. Yeah, but bowls, if you're needing to carry things and you have two hands and two hands don't always do the trick, you put stuff into something else and it makes life so much easier. Okay, stay there. Okay, and you can see that pattern as I finish. And in all honesty, this is not a very easy basket weaving project, but I figured you guys are teens, you guys can handle it. And if something gets frustrating, guess what? Put it down. Just put it down and come back to it later. I've been actually having that. I've been redoing stuff in my bathroom, and I'm not great at the remodeling, and I get frustrated, so I have to leave it and then come back at it with a fresh start. And that always is a smart thing. Otherwise, you probably can tear things up. Yeah, I'm not real happy with the way that's doing that. Okay, it looks like I need one more. So let's do the fold that we need. Remember it? Hot dog. And hot dog again. Okay. And we've got one more spot that needs it, and then we're going to attach it to the bottom of our bowl. And I may have to glue that other piece to keep it staying. Again, right? I don't know why the other one's not doing that. It's almost like it's too... Now that I guess I have it, I could put glue in between there. Okay, we're going to try to weave. Now remember, we need it to be the pattern, so it's going to have to... that all up. Oh, you know what? This is kind of disheartening. And this is part of the part of the problem. What did I say earlier? If you're struggling with it, you should leave it and come back to it. Which I might need to take those words myself. Okay. Nope, that's not right, because look, this is whole. We need it to be half. So it needs to go in there. sticky. I don't know what the dealio is. I'm wondering if maybe this would have been easier to do with all three stacked. As long as you're letting stuff dry, that's probably part of my problem too. I just didn't want to stop my video and start it up again. Okay. So I'm still just weaving. I'm just kind of pushing those through. I'm going to have to pull it as I go. If I need to redo that bottom, I'll redo it later. So you can see this is wonderful texture. It has pattern to it. We've changed, okay, goodbye. We've changed that, wow, that feels really good. Okay, but am I doing this correctly? Hopefully, it all needs to come closer together. Look at the inside. Okay, like so. And it will overlap at the bottom. Okay. It's just a matter of fitting them in. Okay. And I'm betting you guys will have more patience and yours will look way better than mine. Oops, see? That came undone too. And I think it needs to go in like so and so. If you have to go back and glue before you add the last color for that pattern part to attach it, go ahead. I mean, they didn't do that in the directions before, but you know, I think it might help with the frustration that I'm having right now, because that's not gonna want to stay. But actually, that's kind of cool. Maybe it's a bracelet. And then if I shove this guy back down, still kind of sticky on the edges. This is where in the video they used the, they used hot glue to glue those little extra tabs down. So if you can think of a way to get the bottom better, do it and tell me, because I think this bottom of the bowl is kind of junk. But they tape hot glued all of them down so you wouldn't see them, and then it would set. Yeah, I'm not real happy with the way this is looking. But actually the rest of it I like. Maybe I'll do a different bowl. I'm gonna think about a different bottom for mine. These could all go underneath it. And that's really super secure. That's firm. Beautiful. Okay, we made pattern. We have texture that I can feel. We changed our flat two-dimensional papers into three-dimensional forms. So, thank you for joining me. And you know, guys, if you can figure out a better way to do the bottom of it, and if you have to glue as you go, go for it. Maybe you don't even want it. Maybe you want it to be a tube. But yeah, think of a better bottom. And then I would like for you to share that with me so I can see what you got. But thank you so much for joining me to make a beautiful patterned cylinder. Okay, thanks everybody and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.